G'day, Barn from Barnes Garage. I love a sunburnt country, land of flooding rains. Look, I'm in the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. This is peak enjoyment when it comes to automotive recreation. Let's check it out.
Now, before I introduce my wife to this review, let's just go through some of the features. For starters, we've got the 7-seat GLS on show here. So you're looking at a $53,990 proposition. It's a rugged vehicle based on the Triton Ute. Up front, we've got a diesel that certainly doesn't mask itself. It's a 2.4 litre turbo, producing 135 kilowatts of power and 430 newton meters of torque. That's a good level of torque, and it comes on pretty early at 2,500 RPM. Now, the difference between this and the Triton is that it's got an 8-speed automatic transmission. On the beach, it's certainly not all that efficient when driving, but no vehicle is. The claimed average is 8 litres per 100, and after about 500 Ks of driving, I found myself sitting at 10.1, so not too bad. Being a four-wheel drive vehicle, it does have a proper four-wheel drive system rather than all-wheel drive. You can send power just to the rear wheels. There's also 4 high, which will lock the center diff, and of course 4 low. But the thing is, it also has a permanent all-wheel drive setting, which allows you to get around on wet roads and slippery conditions like that with the confidence of having power sent to all 4 wheels without actually having to lock the center diff. It just sends power to each wheel as required. That's a handy feature. If things get really tough, you can certainly lock the rear diff. If you're thinking about crossing water, 700mm wading ability, and we have clearance of around 218mm. But what does the family think?
All right, so we're on a beach called Blacksmiths, which is north of Sydney. It's pretty soft, I've got to say. Similar to Stockton Beach. If you're unfamiliar with Stockton Beach, that's just north of Newcastle. Very soft beach, particularly at the southern end. But we're going okay here with the tyre pressures lowered, as I mentioned. How do you find it in general as a drive, wife? Because I know that you, on a couple of occasions, took it for a spin during the week.
Oh, I thought you meant as a drive on the beach. I was like, it feels pretty sturdy.
Does it? Feels
yeah,
sturdy.
It's better than the last time we drove on the beach.
Well, we did it in the Holden Acadia, RIP Holden. But that was an SUV with all-wheel drive, not off-road car.
No, and we proved that when you got bolt.
I want to go back to that bad memory. Holden's got enough bad memories. Yeah. My wife, unfortunately, could never be a full-blown four-wheel drive vehicle passenger because she gets scared of, butterflies, let alone massive drop-offs.
Well, hang on. You like to take the corners
I do
a
like
bit
to
fast.
Not in this sort of thing.
No, but every trip's a rally drive.
Don't like that. Something that is pretty cool on a vehicle like this is adaptive cruise control, where it maintains the time gap between you and the car in front. Completely useless, obviously, in this situation, but on the highway, just a few years ago, that was unheard of. So I'm going 30 Ks an hour right now. I've always found when the sand is very soft like this, that you should turn the traction control off. You can hear it become a bit hyperactive and want to intervene when you don't want it to in this situation. So you need to take just a little bit of extra care. I've got huge fuel economy happening here, but that's not unusual when you hit the beach. 15.1 litres per 100. You'll probably get around 8 litres per 100 driving around town on the combined cycle. All right, let's look at some pros and cons. Look, it's a legitimate four-wheel drive, no doubt about it. Space, 7 seats, still pretty cramped back there. I wouldn't want to sit in the third row, but nonetheless, it's available.
And there's aircon back there, isn't there?
Yeah, and good ventilation. Let's say good ventilation, solid ventilation. There's a big lake here.
I think you go around the outside.
Yeah, and I'm going to go around this side.
Okay. He really enjoys
I walked across
You
it.
enjoy my back seat driving. My back seat driving. It's this hole that you walk through.
She listens to the Backstreet Boys still, that's the problem. Is this the one we went through?
Yeah.
No. There you go, Mitsubishi. Well, cons. It's pretty ruddy here. I'd exaggerate a little bit.
I was bouncing as much as you.
It is what it is, basically. Let's just say that. It is what it is.
No, it's the road. It's not the car.
No, it's a truck bolted onto a ladder frame chassis.
Stop yelling.
Which means that it's rugged. But it doesn't have leaf suspension, it's got struts.
But wasn't that bumpiness purely because the road was full of holes?
Yeah, I was aiming for every one of them.
Oh, right.
Just to highlight. Okay.
I just feel I'm sticking up with it. I felt that was well handled.
Diesel clatter, you can hear the diesel. You know it's a diesel. I think the looks are a little bit jarring, but you disagree. Well, it is a bit awkward from certain angles. Oh, look at the rear end.
All are.
What's your worst angle?
Oh, God.
You're on TV, I'm not.
I don't want to go into my worst angle.
I can just look
I
like a
hide my
slob.
worst angle with what I like to call a bit of mystery.
Okay. All right, well, that's it. I'm going to give this Mitsubishi Pajero Sport GLS a score. I reckon it's a 76 out of 100. I'm pretty happy.
Why 76? Because it's just an average vehicle. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if it was average, it'd be 50.
Oh, right.
76 is quite a high, like that's a good score.
Okay.
You know,
Just checking.
good score. It's refreshed. It's not brand new. You with me?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then maybe you need to say that.
Maybe you just need to be quiet because
Okay.
you're going to sign off.
Sorry.
All right. You're not part of this video, really. You're merely here because we don't have a second car. So there it is, the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Normal programming will resume right after this. Until next time, I'm Chris Bowen.
And I'm his wife.
Goodbye. Good luck. And by the way, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I'm literally wasting my life for you. Or maybe not for you, for no one.